Willow Creek Springs presents Healthy Living with your host, Joe Grumbine.
Well, hello and welcome to the Healthy Living Podcast. I'm your host, Joe Grumbine, and today we're going to talk more about Willow Springs Wellness. This is a new type of wellness center that's in the process of opening up, and I have begun talking about it before. So my company, Willow Creek Springs, is changing, or it's actually turning into a new company, Willow Springs Wellness. And we have worked together with this community that we've been building through this podcast. My Willow Creek Springs business has been around for 25 years. We've developed relationships with practitioners around the country, primarily in California. We're located in Southern California, Lake Elsinore, Paris area. And we're going to be using Gardens of Hope, 2.5 acre botanical garden and small farm sanctuary as a staging area, a place for where we're going to be able to offer products and services. And so when the last time I talked about this, I was sort of laying out the concept. And since that time, we've been letting people know that this company is developing, and a number of practitioners have reached out. And so I'm in the process of connecting all the dots right now. And so for everybody who's signed up as inquiries to be a client, please hang tight. We've got about 2 more weeks of moving, and once I get settled in, I'm really get aggressive with reaching out to everybody. Right now, just trying to manage everything. But a few new developments have happened. I've been exploring the use of peroxide as a therapy, and I'll be working with my own body with that. And I'm hoping to bring some good information and experience into this. I've had a number of practitioners recently reach out. And so we're going to begin to figure out how this works. I'm thinking about setting up an a la carte menu so that somebody can order a straight consultation. I'm offering right now free consultations, for 10 minutes to talk about how do you want to fit into this? Do you want to offer a product, a service, as a client, what are you looking for? So right now I'm just really kind of wide open, having conversations with people, scheduling interviews with this podcast, discussing, what would make this resource center the best that it could be. We've spoken with people about their experiences with the healthcare system, with battling diseases, and we've realized that there's a need for support groups. And so I've put out a survey, and I have figured a number of automatic support groups that are going to get formed. So the first one that I know I'll be leading is Overcoming Cancer and Other Obstacles. And I have several people that I know that have overcome cancer or are going through it right now and have lots to share. So this is a group for anybody who isn't just limited to cancer. It's really about cancer or an overwhelming problem that you think cannot be beat. So we'll be setting up garden group meetings shortly. Probably the first week of February will be the first one. And we're also going to, so this is at the Gardens of Hope. We'll be sitting together in the garden, having a real life in-person conversation, but we'll also set up a Zoom. And maybe if it works out and everybody's okay with it, we may use a group session as a podcast episode so people can participate or even listen to the value of these things. We're figuring it out as we go. I do know for sure that a series of support groups is going to be part of this. So we have already people that have signed up for a group focused on anxiety, another one, a group focused on grief and depression, pain, neuropathy, insomnia. We can set up a support group around any circumstance or set of circumstances. And I believe, that's one of the shortcomings of our healthcare system is the discussion. Truths are very specific to an individual sometimes, and health is very specific to individuals. We talk about this regularly on this podcast, and there aren't broad brush answers to most solutions. And if we're really going to get down into finding answers about our health, we have to look at ourselves. We have to look at our health. We have to look at the variables in our lives. And that's where we're going to find this stuff. And I think that as we teach ourselves to work and listen to our own bodies and to seek information in a way that is likely to yield truths, I think we're all going to learn to find health quicker and easier. So remember this consulting resource center, Willow Springs Wellness, is twofold. One, it's a place, a clearinghouse where resources can come together and that people that offer services can find clients. Frankly, if you make good products, if you're a good practitioner, I would rather you spend your time practicing and making and selling and offering these products than trying to find clients. So what if we were to bring a group of people together that need the things you offer? Hey, that's a good reason to be a part of it. Well, on the other side of it is as a client, as a patient, as somebody who's got issues, where do we find information? On my series of Overcoming Cancer and Other Obstacles, I am constantly talking about being bombarded with information and everybody telling me, hey, you should try this, you need to try that. Hey, this works, that works, this works, that works. And nobody knows you and nobody knows what you're doing already, but they just heard that thing and they, probably want to help. Then there's also hucksters and shysters out there trying to just scam and make money. Tons of bad information out there, huge amounts. So half the people trying to sell you something are frankly just that, trying to sell you something. A lot of times it's a catchphrase and a hook. And what does that do for your health? You end up putting your trust and faith and your money and your time and your resources into somebody's good marketing strategy. And at the end of it, not only do you find that you're out your time and your money and your resources, but you haven't solved your problem either. So, together, let's put this together where everybody's under the spotlight, everybody's transparent, everybody's having the conversation. So that's a development here. I'm thinking of setting up some kind of a membership. And because Gardens of Hope and Willow Springs Wellness and Willow Creek Springs all have me as a common thread, I can bundle offerings that come from those resources and probably create a place where practitioners and vendors would want to offer discounted products and services for memberships. So I'm thinking about it, an a la carte menu where you could go to a site or have a consultation, and we talk about, a consultation where we get into a plan of action. We start looking at the real problems and come up with ways to solve it. Within that, there may be things like, I don't think there's going to be any kind of a fee for participating in a group. I don't see a reason for that. I think that's just a resource that we all can use and benefit from. I don't have any fees associated with participating in the podcast. this is, again, a resource for everybody. You can listen for free. You can come on as a guest for free. Let's just be that. But we can also put together membership pricing and structures for things like workshops that will be held through the Willow Springs Wellness. And as I see it right now, the workshops will largely be held at Gardens of Hope, but they could be held anywhere. This is starting out as a regional, local endeavor, but there is no reason why anybody anywhere in the world cannot benefit from Willow Springs Wellness. So we'll figure out, how to have a workshop that can be held both virtually and in person. So I think that there's going to be a place for tiers of membership. And as we are developing more offerings for this, the membership's going to make more sense. So for those of you who are coming in the early days, you're going to have the most opportunity because we're building this thing and I want it to be the best. I want it to be the resource center that anybody would go to for their loved ones, for themselves, for their spouse, for their children. Where do you go to get good information? Where do you go to find solutions? We have recipes, we have formulas that go back thousands of years. And, we have this FDA that tells us, well, you can do this and you can't do that. Well, what if we had a way to navigate allopathic medicine, homeopathic medicine, naturopathic medicine, osteopath, all of these different types of approaching, Chinese medicine, acupuncture, acupressure, massage, Reiki, energy work, all of these different tools, plant medicine, indigenous medicines, yoga, qigong, tai chi, any practices, art, music, electric medicine, all of these things, we should know about them, nutrition, diet, exercise, sleep, stress management. We have wealth of information about these things. And, frankly, we know things that work. We can help. My cousin Nicole has offered to bring a trailer out here to Gardens of Hope, and we're looking to set up sort of a mobile healing center. And so we're going to begin to offer Rife services probably through that. And we're going to, start looking at how to practically offer these services. And so we're still exploring ozone therapy and infrared therapy and all these other different things. So it's exciting. I'm really, really pleased with the people that have reached out. And, I've still got a couple weeks into a move that I've just, until I'm done with it, my available resources are going to be a little bit limited, but we're having meetings. I'm walking and talking as we're going, and I'm really excited about how this is going. So these support groups are probably the biggest addition to what we're going to be offering in this trailer. Also, I've been in talks with a company that makes functional and psychotropic mushroom products. And like I said before, this is not going to be just a one-trick pony. Willow Creek Springs products were somewhat limited in what we could offer. So we had herbal formulas and hemp formulas and CBD formulas. But we're going to be able to offer through this resource center all different types of strategies. So anyways, get with me if you're interested. grumbinejoe@gmail.com for now. And I'm in the process of setting up a website, some email, and all of the intake stuff. Right now, there are a couple of surveys that we're connecting with, and there'll be a website up soon. Reach out and let's get well together. All right, guys. Thank you for joining us, and we will talk to you next time.
This has been another episode of the Healthy Living Podcast. We produce this show so that people can share their stories, people that have overcome obstacles, people that are undergoing obstacles. We're building a community of health-minded individuals. If you're interested in supporting the show, please leave a review on the platform you're listening to it on. If you're interested in becoming a guest, please send an email to itsjoegrumbine@gmail.com, or you can send a note into the notes section of the podcast. All right. Well, thank you for supporting this show, and we hope you've enjoyed it.